Hey everyone, thanks for joining in today on the first part of how to make your German CVCV voice bank, and today we will talk about recording a voice bank. So these are the topics we have ahead of us. First, I will start explaining what you need before you start recording, so basically your setup. Then I will help you making the right choice because there are several options you can choose from. And after that, I will give you a quick tutorial of how to use Oremo. So before you start recording, you definitely need a microphone. I recommend really trying to invest in the microphone, especially if you're planning to record more than one voice bank. Personally, I'm using this Blue Yeti X. I really like it because it has a decent quality and you can often get it for cheap. For example, you can get it secondhand. It's pretty common. And you also need a pair of headphones to listen to the background music while you're recording and not have the background music in the recorded samples. You don't need the most expensive pair of headphones, at least not for recording. Maybe later, if you're making a cover or something, you should invest into your headphones, but for recording, you don't need them. And then on the software side, you definitely need Oremo. You want to record with that because otherwise it will be very painful. And preferably a tool that makes your recording samples a bit smoother. So in my case, that's Voicemeeter Banana. It's a free tool. I can really recommend it, but it's a bit tricky to get into it. And I personally only use it for recording. That's probably also why my audio sounds pretty shitty now compared to my voice bank. But yeah, try to get into something like that. And then, last but not least, you obviously need the German CVCV recording setup guide. Not the guide, the setup. You can get that at my website. I will link it down in the description, of course. So, how to select a Reclist. If you look into the recording setup guide, you might be a bit confused because there are several Reclists, but don't worry, don't have to record all of them. Basically, there are two segments of the voice bank. You have the core and the extra. And the core is only for the basic German support. This is made for people, for example, you have no idea of German and you don't really care about it. You won't probably use this voice bank more than once, but you really want to have a German voice bank because you want to have as many languages as possible. Then you can do that. But if you plan on using your voice bank a little bit more, just a little bit, consider recording the extra. I will go over why you should record that later as well. So, extra basically has full dive-in support, and this is very cool. So, you only record one core Reclist per pitch. And which one you're picking of the three options doesn't really matter later on because they all share exactly identical configurations. That means all of the voices in the audio.ini are the same. You need to choose the Reclist based on ease of recording, so just choose the one with the samples that are most easy to pronounce for you. And I will now present the three options and talk about why they are different and which one to choose. So, Core 1. Core 1 has very short and concise samples. They are 1 till 2 more. It kind of depends whether you want to say bab or baba. I'm personally more a fan of saying baba because this way the second consonant is a bit better pronounced in my opinion. And this one can also be used as a word-based Reclist if you use the Oremo comment, which is also in the recording setup. So this means instead of Bab, you would say Babylon. I recommend this voice bank for people who are very new to voice bank recording, who don't really like very long samples, who think they are kind of like tongue twisters. Same goes for people who have challenges with pronunciation, because if you can't really pronounce every phoneme, you might be struggling if you have to pronounce many phonemes at once. And then the word-based section is obviously meant for native speakers who like it, or native speakers who are probably new to UTAU. So, and then there's also Core 2. Core 2 has longer samples. They are 3 till 5 mora long. Mora basically means syllables, as I've written there. And it's sorted by consonant. That means that every block has the same beginning consonant and the vowels change throughout the audio. This is recommended for people who have already recorded a CVCV version 1 Voicebank before. For those who don't know that, I have made a Reclist type before this one, which is sort of similar, but comparably awful. But if you were one of the people who have recorded it, you can kind of record this as an add-on, or you might like it because you already know how some of the syllables are pronounced. Basically, that's stuff like that. And also, it's recommended for people who struggle with the pronunciation of certain consonants. So if you are very comfortable with pronouncing all of these vowels, then you should have no problem if you're changing the vowel in between. But if you struggle with the consonant, you should try this, because you can like settle on one consonant, record the full block of it, and then go to the next one. And now you have core 3. So core 3 has also longer samples. They are the longest. They are 5 to 6 more, and it's sorted by vowels. It's very short. It has, I think, 89 samples. I'm not very sure, but it's really short and efficient. That's why it's also my favorite Reclist, because I am very lazy and I like efficiency. So I recommend this for people who rather struggle with the pronunciation of certain vowels. It's the same argumentation as with the Reclist before, and anyone who's just unsure which one to pick. Just try this one. In my opinion, it's the best, but if you realize you really can't handle the long samples, then just go back to the core 1, because that might be a better fit for you. Now, should you record the extra Reclist? Yes, you should. Because all of these reasons. First of all, it enhances the singing with smoother and more high quality output, because you don't only have, like, if you put a CV and VC together, you would have like this crossfade between the vowels, and now you can also crossfade between the consonants, which is beautiful. Then it also significantly improves the consonant clusters, because you have CC syllables. And if you know anything about German, then that German really loves consonant clusters. Basically, every word has a lot of consonants, so you will need those consonant clusters. Also, it will work with all of my provided USTs, because Thea uses the extra Reclist, and I will not always have a UST available which doesn't include extra samples. There is a plugin for that, but yeah, it's kind of annoying to use it, so just record the extra. Also, now you have full diphone support, which means you can use an open UTAU phonemizer, which will make your life so much easier, especially if you don't speak German or you don't want to sit down for 5 hours to simply convert your song into a German UST. We know that's painful. And you only need to record that once per pitch. At least that's what I do. I think if you have a very big range, say 2 octaves plus something incredibly large, probably you need to record a second. But actually, consonants aren't wise. They don't have a pitch to them. So you don't need to record it for every pitch. It's quick and easy. 500 extra ordering samples, you can do it. And yeah, what's against it? Basically, it functions without it, so you don't need it. That's kind of the only argument against it. But in my opinion, you should really give it a try. But which extra Reclist to pick? It's the same system as with core, only pick one of the 2 extra Reclists. There are only 2 this time, because I have one with shorter samples, that's extra 1, and another one with longer samples, that's extra 2. Why is that? Because the whole functioning kind of extra is so different from the old Reclist, it made no sense to make a 3rd Reclist. So basically, if you like core 1, pick extra 1, and if you like core 2 and 3, pick extra 2. Yeah, that's it. But extra 2, in my opinion, is even more of a tongue twister, so if you realize at any point that it's too complicated to pronounce, go back to extra 1. it will really help you to pronounce it better. And now I will kind of try to give you a live demonstration on how to use Oremo. So, this is Oremo. Please don't shame me for pronouncing it different every time, because I can't decide for one pronunciation. So I have just downloaded it, so that's why this is just the way it arrives. I will link the version down below. Please download the English version. It will be a lot more easy, unless you speak Japanese, of course. So what do you need to do? You need to load your Reclist. Say, you want to record core 1. You have chosen this one. Good choice. You can load it here. Now you need to pick down here the folder you want to record in. Inside of your Voicebank folder, for each Voicebank or each pitch, each extra, each core, whatever, please make a separate folder. I will show you later how to tie it together. So now pick the recording folder and it will look like that. But if you remember correctly, I mentioned that there is the option to make it word-based. So if you want to do that, that's no problem. Okay, as the professional person I am, I messed up, and you have to put the Oremo comment into your Voicebank folder like this before you open Oremo. Otherwise, if you haven't done it before, it will just delete it. I don't know. I'm not using those kinds of comments very often, so I'm not familiar with them. Please bear with me. But yeah. And now you have the words you can just read out. Just a few things we still want to set. Let's pick another Reclist, because technically you could record just like that. You could go, but especially if you choose the Reclist number 2 or 3 with the longer samples, you need to use a background music. So I want to show how that works. Okay, let's go here again and pick 3 because it's cool. Yeah, 89, I was right. So it's how it looks. And now you will go to the options. Ooh, there are more options. I must have an old version. Yeah, you choose the third one here. So that's basically, if you press R, it will just start going into the next sample again and again. You only need to press it once and you can just speed run recording the Voicebank. And then here you choose the right background music. So personally, I have used the background music, which is here, which is just the one that comes with Oremo. It's 100 BPM, and that's what the bass auto is configured to. If I need it in another pitch besides F4, I would just go into Audacity and pitch it up or down. That's basically what I'm doing most of the time. And then you can just like start recording. I wanna try if that works. Just give it a shot. Oh, this is so loud. I have no idea if that picked up in the screen recording or if the background music was too loud, if the background music is even in the screen recording. I have no idea. Anyways, so that's everything you need to do. And now you need to go through all of these samples, record them, and there's your Voicebank. Congratulations! You've managed to do the first step. And please, for the sake of God, read the pronunciation guide before starting to record. I will also make a video on how to pronounce everything sooner or later. I don't know how to set this up because I'm a native speaker. You probably aren't. Some people are. Some people speak this language as a native language. Some people speak this. I don't know what to whom to tailor it for. That's my problem with that. But yeah, I will make it. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for considering to record a Voicebank with this system. If you do, please let me know because I'm super excited. I will support you. I love you. And have a nice day. Goodbye.